10 years ago, an initiative was launched called the Destination Medical Center in Rochester. The Destination Medical Center is the largest public-private economic initiative in Minnesota's history.
Yeah, since its launch, the DMC has generated $1.6 billion in new state and local tax revenue. And here to tell us more is Tom Fisher with the Destination Medical Center. Tom, it's nice to have you with us.
Good to be here.
For folks that are not familiar with the DMC, tell us a little bit about it.
So the Destination Medical Center is probably the largest public-private partnership in Minnesota's history. So this was an allocation from the state legislature now over 10 years ago to Rochester. It's over a 20-year time frame where it was almost $500 million of money committed to this project to really leverage Rochester's strength globally as a center for health. And so the brand is sort of America's City for Health. And it is with Mayo clearly in sort of a central position, but it's really involved the entire community, the business community, the citizens of Rochester sort of envision a future for Rochester and really our whole region.
Well, building off of what Mayo already has there, what does something like this mean for people who are living in Rochester?
Well, there's been a lot of development. There's been a 100% increase in the amount of housing that is in Rochester. Employment has increased 47% over the last 10 years. So it's brought a lot of jobs. There's been a lot of new research facilities, almost 400,000 square feet of new research. So we're really attracting sort of health tech related companies from all over the world to come here to Minnesota. So it's really been a great economic generator.
Let's talk about how it's grown over the last 10 years and kind of where you guys see the next 10 years of the project, because this is a 20-year initiative, right?
Yeah.
So $1.6 billion in the last 10 years. Let's talk the future.
Well, sure. So Mayo is in the process of building a $5 billion addition to the Mayo Clinic, one of the largest health projects in the country, maybe in the world, but certainly in this country. So that's a huge investment on top of the $1.8 billion that's already been invested from the private sector in Rochester. We're talking a lot about how you can build on the brand of America's City for Health. How do we make it so that every decision we make in Rochester is around health, not just physical health, but social health, economic health, environmental health. There's a new transit village being built, which is involving a lot of housing, more affordable housing. There's a new bus rapid transit going in. So there's really, I think, a lot of interest in making this a global destination, not just to come to the Mayo Clinic, but to see what's going on in Rochester and what it means to live in a healthy city, a city where, as we heard from Penny and Bill just now, where wellness is a priority.
The idea that Mayo Clinic, I mean, it operates there. Explain to folks a little bit how the ecosystem works of other businesses then. So it's not just Mayo, it is a whole bunch of other businesses, and then that trickles into the community.
Right. The Economic Development Agency, which is the board I actually sit on, is really very active in talking with med tech companies all over the world about the opportunity in Rochester, and they've been really successful. We keep building new buildings to handle all of these startup companies that are developing sort of the health technology of the future. So this is where, being close to Mayo is really important, but it's also this whole ecosystem of other startups that, again, was reinforcing our region as probably the strongest health wellness region in the country.
Tom, I'm curious if what's the most exciting part of this for you? And I'm wondering here, 10 years ago when the DMC, launched, is there anything that's kind of happened organically that nobody really envisioned at the time?
Well, yes. I mean, I'm actually at the University of Minnesota, and I'm out of the architecture program, and I teach cities. And so I'm really excited about the opportunity in Rochester to show what does a healthy city look like? How do we help people be physically active? How do we get them to know their neighbors? How do we build all of this kind of social and human infrastructure by making it easier to walk? We've developed this new kind of street called Discovery Walk that really encourages people to be physically active and to actually meet each other in the streets. So taking streets back for people, and so it's not just for cars. We've developed this a new sort of public space in Peace Plaza, which is about, again, encouraging younger people and older folks to sort of interact more. The University of Minnesota Rochester has a campus there that is just expanding. So really, it's to me a demonstration of how cities should be in the future.
Are there cities kind of that you're modeling this after? Are there other cities around the world where you're like, wow, this is an entire wellness city and it makes sense and we can incorporate that here?
Well, there are some things, there are a lot of interesting things going elsewhere in the world. It's actually not that common in the United States, unfortunately. We've built cities that actually make people unhealthy. We spend a lot of time driving in our cars, and there's, so America has a lot to learn from Europe, particularly, that is much more pedestrian friendly and much more socially engaging. And so I think that the opportunity in Rochester is to bring all those best practices here.
Well, Tom, thanks so much for stopping by and giving us some of your time. It's fun to learn more about this, and take care. For more information about Destination Medical Center, head to minnesotalive.com.